everyone, welcome to another Data Vault Q&A brought to you by Iris, the best automation for a modern data platform. I'm joined again by Nols Ebersohn. Hi, Nols.
Hi, Julian. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we've got another challenging question, I'm sure, but I'm sure you'll take it in your stride. Okay, so how do we enable parallel business teams building new data products without them tripping over each other?
Excellent question. Besides politics, from a practical perspective, one of the key things that most of the business units want to achieve is to have some level of autonomy in the data products or the results they make available or publish as such. And so we can have a marketing team with a particular focus on a particular idea, and there's a similar idea and the actuaries are running with it. And let's just say that marketing and actuarial is not necessarily going to be at the same level of detail.
Yeah.
And so a similar concept, similar idea. The first secret to that particular source is good governance. I know it's not a popular topic, but you don't have to have a heavy-handed approach. We simply say this is the actuarial net profit as opposed to the marketing net profit. And so in the governance, in your business glossary, making those definitions very clear then helps to remove some of that contention. From a practical implementation perspective, we want to be able to have these additional rules, these additional insights be published as well as two separate products, because they will change at a different frequency, they will have different granularities, they will have different context, they'll have different number of columns, potentially as part of that insight result that's produced. And so by allowing the individual business vault satellites to capture those individual results, they are essentially two different sources of data. And so the rule of thumb for splitting satellites in Data Vault is every source gets its own satellite, then helps to take those two different team inputs and still integrate to the same business keys so everyone can navigate as necessary to make that data available, but they have a choice as to which one they leverage. And if your metadata and governance is good, if you then look at different reports that both say net profit, hopefully they said actuarial net profit or marketing net profit if governance was well applied.
Yes, of course.
And we're back to the governance conversation.
Yeah, always comes back to governance. So yeah, I mean, because if it is actually the same data at the same grain, it's going to be the same business key, right? But if there's a lens on it, then that could be the actuarial team versus the marketing team, where I'm sure the lens is a lot more focused with the actuarials.
Bit more detailed. This is the typical expectation, but that may vary. If it's exactly the same thing and the same outcome, then arguably it should be owned by one of those two, and the governance conversation should then be who's the most appropriate author or custodian of this particular data product, and therefore standardize on that so that everyone gets the same answer. Even though they call it the same thing, it may not have been calculated in the same way. So that governance conversation is an integral part to the overall success of your program. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed. It just needs to be something that is done on a consistent basis, which provides clarity for the rest of the organization.
Yeah, it sounds like it leans into some of the taxonomy conversation you have in the new course.
Indeed. So the taxonomy and ontology conversation, understanding the definitions within the business, understanding their requirements, their way of their view of the data does help to organize all of those similar concepts into the same categories or in the same heading so that people don't get lost looking for it all over the place. So very, very important way to leverage your enterprise level models in a practical way.
Well, thank you for answering the question today. Appreciate you lending us your knowledge again. If you're watching this and you have a question for Nols, then please reach out. Obviously, we're always happy and here to help. So we'd like to hear from you. And thanks again, Nols.
Thank you, Julia.